welcome to our day 2 and day 3 recaps. We were a little bit too busy / tired yesterday to do them, so let's go through day 2, which was really our first full day in Scotland. We woke up and had breakfast at the Jury's Inn. Did you enjoy the breakfast there?
Really good breakfast. Really good.
They had potato scones there. Fantastic. And full fry up, all you can eat. She had porridge. I really, really enjoyed their breakfast.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing that you would want for breakfast that wasn't there.
They even had crumpets on the breakfast bar. Lovely. And then we took her first Uber that she's ever taken over to the bus station. So, we're doing this face because the Uber driver tried to take off before she was in the car.
I did have the door open.
Yeah, but the door wasn't closed. He should have realized that.
I had the door open, and I was about to get in, and he started going.
So
Because
then,
he didn't like me.
it's not that he didn't like you. I think he was just in autopilot mode. But then you tried.
Haley was already in.
Yeah.
He was going to kidnap you.
I don't think like that. I think he just thought that both doors had closed. But needless to say, he still did get a 3-star. He was also not very chatty, which Mom is not used to with taxi drivers.
Not that I take taxis all the time.
True enough. We made it to the bus station. We were there with plenty of time. And then we walked over and they checked off our names. And we went to go sit on the bus. It was a totally full bus. It's a 16-passenger, like mini bus. But it was roomy. It was comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Did you enjoy the bus?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a Mercedes bus.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So we went with Rabbie's tour company, and this was the one-day Outlander tour from Glasgow. Our first stop was at Castle Leoch, that's what it's known as in Outlander. In real life, it is Doon Castle. What do you think about Doon?
It was good. It's much smaller in person than on TV. Much smaller. It looked huge on TV.
You also might know that castle from, it was in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It was the big castle that they used for everything. You walk in, there's a lovely courtyard, and then you can go up the stairs, or you can just go through the kitchens and the great hall, then go down to the gift shop. Decent gift shop.
Mm-hmm.
Then we loaded back onto the bus, and we went over to the Falklands, which were known as Inverness in the show. First thing we did there, we went and we ate lunch. She got a vegan mince and tatties pie.
No, not mince and tatties.
She's convinced that it's haggis.
It was. It said haggis. The one beside it said that.
It was vegan mince and tatty pie.
No, it wasn't.
And I got a jacket potato with chicken tikka on it, which was very tasty. Then we got 2 desserts, which was a mistake because that was way too much. She got carrot cake and I got Biscoff Millionaire shortbread, which, I mean, mine was great. How was yours?
That was really good.
I couldn't finish it though, it was too big. But Falklands is a beautiful little lunch stop. There's a few fun little shops, there's a gorgeous palace.
Gorgeous palace.
The church over there. I really enjoyed Falklands. Oh, and there's a beautiful fountain in the middle. It's a fountain, right? Where ghostly Jamie stands. What is it, man?
That's just a structure.
Oh, I thought it was a fountain.
No.
It was very pretty. After the Falklands, we went over... Sorry, I've got my cheat sheet here. We went over to the place known as Lallybroch in the show, which is better known as Midhope Castle. We couldn't go in because they're actually filming. Well, they weren't currently filming. They're all set up for filming. That starts next week. That was a short stop, but it was fun. The guide put on a little Outlander face and stood for a picture next to her. It was very cute.
It was a girl.
The guide. That's what I said.
Oh, okay.
I know.
Sound like the guy.
Her name is Jenny.
Okay.
Super great tour guide. And afterwards, we went over to Jack Randall headquarters, which is also known as Blackness Castle. That was a great castle. It was right by the water. There were boats that were above the water level. That one also had a decent
They
gift
were
shop.
all grounded. All of them.
Grounded?
The boats
Oh,
were grounded.
yeah. I thought you meant the castle, and I was like,
No.
very uneven terrain, though. That one was not very pleasant to walk through because you're constantly at risk of twisting your ankle.
Yeah.
And when I mean uneven ground, I mean like, I don't mean just like cobblestones, because we've been doing cobblestones everywhere. This is bedrock mixed with cobblestones, mixed with cement that was pulled up when it was a munitions place. So, do not really recommend that for people who are of any sort of, I know I twist my ankle all the time. So, I wouldn't recommend that one.
There are multiple holes in the wall for them to put cannons through before. So you can look through the holes.
And there was someone dressed as like a Benedictine priest. He was very informative, very nice.
He didn't know Outlander very well. He'd seen 3 episodes, I think.
I mean, I've only seen 6, so...
Yeah, but you're not there as a person who's supposed to...
He wasn't there as an Outlander tour guide. He was there as a tour guide about the Benedictine priest who was sentenced to prison there and then got stabbed.
Oh, never mind. No wonder.
Yeah. Shitty Outlander guide. Decent about the stabby priest.
I did hear about the stabby thing. I thought it was a friend of his or something. I thought, ooh.
Why did you think he was dressed up in a full monk robe?
Friend of his.
Well, a dedicated friendship. And
What's that?
the last stop on the tour was Cranesmere, which is known in real life as Culross, which is just a cute little town where they filmed some various town scenes.
Yeah, that was Gillis's town where she lived.
Whoever that is.
Yeah, I'm not going to say more because you haven't gotten to it yet, and it's a surprise.
So
About her.
there was a secondary... That was a walking portion of the tour, where we all went as a group and walked through the town. And then there was this big hill where you have to walk up called, like, Hag's End, which was very pretty, but I don't think really added substantively to the tour.
It's where they picked herbs to make different potions in the show.
It was the Witch's Walk in real life, but...
And at the base of the hill was where they did away with the witches.
They imprisoned the witches.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I feel like we could have just walked by and pointed up to it, but it was a thing.
There was a gift shop there, but they closed. Everybody was out there to go in, and they just shut the door and closed.
They were supposed to close at 5 o'clock, and they closed at 4:50. Fully aware of how many people were waiting to go in.
Mm-hmm. But it was Sunday.
Yeah, welcome to the UK.
He didn't have to be open at all.
So, it was a pretty uneventful drive back. Yeah, nothing that I can really remember. And then we took your second ever Uber ride, which I think went a little bit better.
Oh, I tried to use the toilet.
Oh, it was Mom's first experience with a pay toilet in the bus station.
I didn't know what kind of money it wanted.
All she saw was 20, and she was like, 20 pounds? That seems a little
I thought
steep.
it was too much to pay to use the toilet.
Agreed. Very much
So I
agreed.
was standing there trying to figure out what to do, and of course Haley came and saved me.
Well, I was on my phone looking up the Uber prices, and then I was also looking on Uber Eats, because I figured, man, she's just taking a long time in the bathroom. Then I see her trapped outside of it looking through her change purse. So, went over and saved the day.
Well, there was a guy out there, but he was helping a guy who couldn't figure out the money either. So I thought I was going to get him right after he was done helping the guy, but Haley came, so.
Happy to help.
Yeah.
So we went back to the room, and we were both so zonked at this point. So they were like, oh, I'll just get Uber Eats. And I had my heart set on kebabs because I fell in love with kebabs in London.
Do you realize that was just yesterday?
Yeah.
God.
That's why it's a 2-day review.
Okay.
So I was half asleep when I was ordering, and I accidentally ordered enough food for like 5 people. I ordered a halloumi kebab, 2 chicken kebabs. They were slightly different. Chips, cheesy chips, and one that just had like meat with couscous and rice. And in fairness, it was delicious. But I kept falling asleep while I was waiting for
She
it.
she was ordering while asleep.
I would come into consciousness and I'd be like, oh, that sounds good. And just add it to the cart. And the best part about it is that I ordered Uber Eats from a restaurant that was a block and a half away because I didn't realize how close it was. I could have just walked right there, picked it up. I'm sure it would have been cheaper. And I wouldn't have been half asleep, so we would have gotten the right amount of
Well, at
food.
least this time we had utensils and we had napkins. Last time with the first Uber
The first
Eats,
Uber Eats, they forgot that.
yeah, and so we used the bathroom towels for napkins, and then the next day they hadn't cleaned the room at all. So we had bathroom towels with food on them, and all the trash was still there when we came back. They didn't clean the room at all.
This is her first post-pandemic travel experience. Not a fan.
No.
But after we ate, we did a little walk to the bridge in the moonlight. That was really pretty. Came back to the room and fell asleep.